Hello, collective. So, yeah, instead of watching me talk, I want you to see what I see. I'm at the water and I'm just watching these birds do their thing and watch this water come in ever so slowly. And then we will go open. um, So there is a subject that I really do want to get at. There's been enough questions come into the shop, enough shifts on my own accord. So, I can see the through line, and we should address this early in the year. There was a lot of talk about 2026 being the year of, not really the year of change, really the year of momentum and progress forward. Especially if you're embracing technology and AI and you hadn't before, that's going to be a huge shift. But for those of you that are, somewhat using the tools beyond the AI bots, then yeah, go further with that and you will see some rapid transformation as well. That's just little tidbits from the ether. But I want to get into a very heart chakra personal place. And I want to talk about whether you are single, whether you are dating someone, whether you are committed to someone, whether you had any of the above, and you find yourself in some separation. And I want to talk to the camp that's feeling anxiety in that space. And I'll break down anxiety a little bit. You are not in a comfortable place right now in your spirit, in your heart, in your mind, maybe even physically. I mean, you're not in a comfortable space, and you are in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. Either way, you are in an uncomfortable place inside. I want to talk to that camp, okay? There is this state of being called peace. And I do not think that we are really unpacking it enough. And I apologize if you're hearing some bass in the background. Some of you more sensitives, there's some loudness going on in the car nearby. But I'm going to go deep into this message, so I'm going to stop hearing it. When we say peace, depending on where you are, not just in your journey, but on this planet, it is going to resonate differently with you. I'm getting all these affirmations all of a sudden. Yeah. So I want to take us to the root, the vibration, that is peace. Okay? Just follow me on one thought process. So all of these sounds that you hear are going on around my voice, and they will lessen. All of the noise of the world, you're going to hear machines, you're going to hear automobiles, you're going to hear wind at times, natural things, people talking, fussing, laughing in the background. There's all kinds of noises. It doesn't matter what it is, just noises. Your ability to filter them out of your now moment, it's a superpower, but it's one that can be developed. You're no longer going to hear the things. They come across your ears, you acknowledge them, you let them go. They come across your ear, you acknowledge, you let them go. And you just go deeper, deeper, deeper into yourself. And you'll get to this point where it's a dull hum. And even that goes away. For me, that's how I envision peace. When everything is gone and you have that baseline of it can be anything. And that moment exists literally every second of every day, no matter what you're doing. It's always there. It's the now. It's not needing anything, not needing an outcome, not needing a thing, not needing a void, not needing. Just being, and that is it. And because all the sounds you see are associated with other things that are being, right? And they have a right to be there. It's only that each reasoning being needs to have the ability to filter all of that out and get to the core of what that being is. You have to know the difference between your energy and everyone else's, or anyone else's. You have to know you, okay? Because here's the thing. Knowing thyself is very important when you attempt to couple thyself with another person. When when you are venturing into a place where you are available for partnership, that's not casual. I mean, we do it casually, but it's not a casual experience. You're putting yourself out there one way or another. You know, you're putting yourself out there to be available for a potential mate, right? If you are indeed keeping it very surface and very casual, for real, then you really should specify that, right? Because at some point early on in the conversations, you're going to figure out why you're even there, right? You're going to figure it out. And that is the best place to put that kind of information, just being real. When you start investing time in a person and you allow it to go deeper, and it has been my experience, and I'm definitely talking about it with quite a few of you. So this is definitely a thing right now. There are these different levels that people take their decisions. There's some that are very easy for them to make, and some that are not as easy, because you sense on some level that it goes deeper than what you're looking at, right? And everybody has their different levels where their cliffs are, where you know, you get that little feeling in your gut like, oh, this is a big one. This isn't just an answer. If you look at the march of a relationship, this is what I've kind of been sharing register side recently. You meet someone to the point that you commit to them, you know, all the way, you know, and you guys are building together. That arc, so much can happen in that arc. But this is something that I've seen, I've experienced a few times too, as an arc. You decide that you really like that person, you really want to invest in that person, and then so you open up and you give of yourself, and that feels really good to do. Vulnerability is amazing. There is a point, because the shelf always happens, there's a point that you either think you've shared too much, or it's shifted and now it's a different kind of test, you know, like we're on the sharing test, but all of a sudden you get triggered, and now this other thing is happening. And it may be unnerving, right? Because you want them to see you a certain type of way. But here's the thing. We have to remember, like I always say, we got to go back to basics. Even right there, it is very important that you remain in your power and remain the highest version of yourself. We all fall off. It's about coming back to your core, and getting seated there. But when other people see it in a very up close and personal way, it can be very unnerving. And sometimes you want to push that person away at that point. I say don't do that. You know, just keep marching forward. Keep the communication open, but keep marching forward, because what you're going to see, what I always enjoy seeing, is how that soul across from you and how you bounce back from that experience. What did you learn? How did you grow? Where are you now? And I was fortunate enough to be recently in a experience where I kept seeing how the growth would like, no matter what it is that happened, when you're done with it, you're stronger, you're more solid, and you have this different appreciation because you've seen things in a different way. So you can't, those moments can't happen if you don't allow them to happen. So that vulnerability still needs to be in place. But I don't gloss over the importance of knowing thyself. You have to know who you are and what you stand for. You are on a spiritual journey that cannot take a backseat to your personal life. Your personal life is riding shotgun with this experience because you've got two parallel journeys happening, and both of them are equally important. And if you're, if you're savvy, you can get them to intersect. That's happened once, and it's great. If you can keep that up, it's great. Run a business together, or just kick ideas off of each other. Go explore and see different places and get perspective. I can't stress that enough on a personal level, but definitely with your partner. But I digress. So here's the thing: different shelves, and your decision at that shelf absolutely affects the future, not just for you, for your partner also. Where there is resistance, there is opportunity. Where there's resistance, there's opportunity. I see a new channel is going to happen. We need to address program language. A lot of the words that come out of the humans' mouths have definitions preset, and that is the danger. Yes, a lot of times it's very black and white, and the word, you see it in context, you feel it, it resonates, everything makes sense. But when you're doing spiritual work, when you're doing the work of yourself, you've got to be careful, because certain words do not apply in this context. I don't have time. You have infinite time. It's how you use the time. Oh, this person's my twin flame. Oh, this person's my soulmate. Oh, we must be together. I personally don't encourage being with the twin flame, because I do not want to spend my entire relationship running and or chasing my partner. I have to lay down with them at night. I don't want to do that. Soulmate, I mean, my goodness, your child can be your soulmate. I have that. I mean, you have multiple soulmates in your life. Could one of them potentially be your partner? Absolutely, because we live in infinites. But it's not necessary. You want to be with the person that you are to be with. You want to be with your person. So don't chase titles of type of person. Don't chase titles at all. Be very, very fluid. When you are on journey, you have to remember, you have to relearn things. Verbiage, words, definitions, that is absolutely on deck every single day. Every single day. You're going to learn the meaning behind some of the words that you've been given. Some of you will have a lot of hiccups with religion because of this. Whatever religion you've always been or told you should be, you are going to start to feel a little weird, to put it lightly. And then the further, and I'll just, give you some cliff notes. The further you go into spirit, you're going to look across all the religions and realize, oh, that's why they're different. They're all happening concurrently in very, very different places on the planet at the same time. And people have different customs and even ways of talking and understanding. So yes, that makes sense. And you look at all the religious Bibles, religious texts, and they, they're all done over a span of time. Yes. But there definitely was some urgency to getting it written within a particular period of time. Humanity ebbs and flows. That's a conversation for another day. But, Renaissance, Dark Ages, all that, there's a lot to it. So, yeah. There's a lot of living that you are going to be doing, I pray, on your own. And there's a lot of living that your partner is or will be living on their own. The period of time that you're together, it's in parallel. If you intend for that to be a lifetime, think about this. A lifetime, you're talking about time. And I've lived several lifetimes, and I'm 48 right now, just in this life. Several. My goodness. So let's take the time element off of it and say that you are going to experience life with this person. If your time is ended, And it has been. You're widowed, you're divorced, you're, long time separated, whatever that is, and you're feeling this ping like you want to be in relation, that means it's time. So go for it. Be careful because the world's different out there now. But yes, it's time. If you have been attempting and it's just not been going the way you want, okay, now I want to dig into you. It's not time. You're almost there, but this is the time, or you were there, but now we have a lapse. But I'm telling you, right now is not the time to be looking. Right now is the time to go within and see what is out of alignment within. Then address that so that when you do rejoin the ranks, and it could be days, man. I mean, it could be a crystal on your solar plexus, but just, you need to address the alignment. And that way, when you're back out there, you are in the vibration that you want your partner to be in, obviously, right? And that's just the trick of it, because it's two souls navigating, and there isn't to say that you two are going to be at the same frequency when you want to be. You have to back up and leave it to the universe and let you two be brought together in whatever natural way that is. Beware of that candle magic. You don't want to be kicking timelines forward, because that affects a lot. I mean, just, this. Take yourself out of it and just think of it logically. You're affecting a lot, so don't not see that just because you want to do what you want to do. Sorry, I had to say that caveat. I tiptoed around something that I want to circle back to. When you are looking at, oh, I want to bring, this to me now, I want to, manifesting. Pay close attention to what you are actually stating on your parchment or in your mind, however it is that you consecrate and you set it so that you can activate it. Don't be so narrow with it that you are blocking the potentials. And of course, don't be so wide with it that the universe has no idea what you're really talking about. But I would not make it a single person ever, because, I mean, think about it. We have very limited knowledge as a human, and with the emotion, when we throw our spiritual element into it, especially if we're practicing and haven't honed it, you're making it very narrow. And yeah, if that isn't your person, but you're pulling that person, you know what I mean? Like, just, the universe has everything worked out. We are the variables because we have free will. I deeply encourage you to go about your life and live it. Enjoy your days. When you have sorrow around a person, feel that sorrow and then release it, because that's how you foster peace, right, in your now moment. Have your feeling, but you must release it. And if you're having the strong feeling that you are ready for something, the next, then you're ready. Trust it and go in that direction. No one should feel as if having a particular person is going to make or break their entire existence, because it's simply not true. That is melodramatic. That's not true. That is your ego having an absolute field day with your solar plexus and actually your sacral. Nah. Be at peace, be at peace, be at peace. And let everything come after that. If you have not yet found peace, that is the item for today. That's what today is all about. And you just sit there and listen. Even if you think about the beginning of this video, birds was out there having a chorus. They've calmed down, because now it's time to really let all those words that I shared sink in. And it's already revealed. The area that needs the attention, it's already revealed. So that's what we're going to do today. I feel a whole lot of heart chakra. I feel a whole lot of self-love. The ability to give and receive love in a healthy way. That's what I'm feeling out there, majority. There's a good bit of solar plexus. I'd say about 28%. But no, 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 no. Vast majority. Vast majority. It's heart. It's self-love. It's ability to give and receive love, specifically. And how do we do that? Where do I start? It's simple. If you have access, like I can see roses growing somewhere and they're within picking distance, look at the ground. If those rose petals are on the ground, that is fair game. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. Especially if it's public. Yeah, get you some rose petals. Go get them. Why? Go get them. Just get them. Put them in a bowl. Put them beside your bed. That's love. Geranium works too, especially with essential oils. Diffuse, rose, geranium. Diffuse it. Put a single drop of it on your temples, on your wrists, bottoms of your feet, where your portals are. Right between your breast, heart chakra. That's essential oil. We talked about the actual petal, nature. Rose quartz. I mean, yeah, you can use green aventurine, but for this mission, let's not be weird. Keep it simple. Rose quartz. And I know I always say size doesn't matter, but right now, the way the world is, yeah, you may want to get a bigger one. You know, let's make it mean something. You want to increase the energy, maybe increase the size. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm all about the trine. I really am. You know, the herb, the natural state, the essential oil, the crystal. That's your trifecta. And what is it that you say to yourself? I love myself for no reason. I've been telling my kids that for years. You don't need a reason. I love myself for no reason. Because I am. That's reason enough. Now imagine. That's easy to say. I love myself for no reason. Because I am. And I know what that means. And with this, I can love you back. That's the partner that you want. That's what you want to have happen. How could you possibly be seeking that if you have not cultivated that within? Now here's the flip side. You can have a misalignment where one of you is in that alignment, but the other is not yet, or falls in and out of it. Well, there is hope. No, for real though, it only takes one to elevate. You can pull the other one up. You can give them the nudge, but it can go the other way too. It takes the other to, pull you down. So what you want to make sure is that the communication and the connection between you is very, very strong. This is you setting the baseline for what you're manifesting if you've not yet achieved it also. You are going to get in your heart center and get yourself so right. And then you're going to take that love and you're going to manifest. You're going to find your partner. And if you're already in a situation where you've manifested and found that partner and you guys have fallen off, here's your invitation to get back into that heart center and get it right. Okay? So you're with your partner, working in the same direction, or you are singly getting self right so that you can send the right vibration out there and attract your very best match. I'm going to leave it right there because I know when a message has been served. I am absolutely sending all of the self-love for no reason, positive vibration energies out into the space so that you have a flood of it to just shower yourself with when you go throughout your day. I'm going to try to get this posted as soon as possible. Make it a beautiful day. It already is.